Hello, everyone. This is Logan, and welcome to the Ldeiner Cinema Aftermath show. This is going to be a new thing that I do. So, for context, I have a series called Ldeiner Cinema. I've been doing it for the past several months with a revolving a revolving cast of people. I've been watching movies, and it's been available to members. This is going to be a public sort of addendum to Ldeiner Cinema, where we just finished a movie, and we are going to me and Orc War Chief Reviews, who is with me. We just finished a movie, and we are going to give our immediate reactions. So first of all, Orc is with me. Say hi, Orc.
Hello. Hello, my great friend.
There you go. And we just watched Dune, the 1984 version. Orc has seen this movie several times. I have never seen it. Uh, huh? Several hundred, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. And we are going to give. I mean, Orc has reviewed this movie, I think, twice before on his channel, he told me.
Yep.
So, Orc, why don't we start with you, since you're sort of you're the veteran. You're the veteran of the Dune Wars. What are your thoughts on this?
You see, I have a weird thought process with this movie because, in my mind, I don't understand the hate for this movie now. Like, it's always been a weird thing with this. Now, I kind of talk about tourists in sci-fi, and I talk about the purists and the ivory towers. There are okay. There are three types of fans. There's what we like to call the guys on the front. That's people like me. Then you got your purist that will absolutely hate anything you do, regardless of what it is. If it isn't written by that creator in that fucking book, go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the tourists who are kind of like, this isn't ours, but we're gonna make it ours. Go fuck yourself, and we're gonna take it from you. Then you got people like me. I'm on the front. When I make those jokes on Rumble, join our Orc War Chief Reviews on Rumbles. That is what I kind of joke about. I joke about the fact that see you on the front. I say it all the time. The reason I say that is that there's that part of geekdom that we're accepting, we're open. We're not gatekeeping this to the point where we got a thing, but we also are building that wall because we're sick and tired of you fucking tourists coming over. Um, Look, it's like most motherfuckers. We don't mind when you're in the tourist area, but if you go down that street, we're gonna stab your ass. Like most tourists, we don't want you here because
Yeah.
we're sick of your bullshit. And that's the way it works. So it's that kind of mentality that you have. And this movie fits in that front line thing. Is this a original adaptation of Dune? No. In a lot of ways, the creator said no. Is this peak fucking sci-fi? Holy fuck
Kinda,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. It is pure, unadulterated 80s sci-fi to the point that it is fucking alien.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how you make a movie like this.
Right.
Yeah.
I would
So what's your thoughts?
I would say so. I come at this obviously from a very different. Orc mentioned to me on the stream, which if you want to watch a stream, only $1.99 a month. You know, really, it's basically free. I mean, come on, guys, come on. But
Mhm.
Orc had mentioned on the stream he's seen the movie, obviously, several times, read the
And I've read
books,
the book. Yeah.
and has not
Played the
watched a
video games.
remake based off of some principle I don't really understand because I don't follow like pop culture bullshit.
Well,
But
it's a lot of it's that mentality that I see with that movie that makes me think I don't trust it enough. And a part of me, I look at what the visuals
I
are
don't
for that
know. Like
movie, and it's
I would say like
nowhere.
you should at least owe yourself to give it a chance. If you like this movie so much, at least like see what the hype is.
It's part of my Patreon thing. I'll actually watch it if it reaches if my Patreon reaches a certain level.
Okay.
Otherwise, I refuse to watch it. Yeah, otherwise I refuse to watch
I
it.
mean, no, that's smart. That's smart. I
Yeah.
so my view is I come at it from the exact polar fucking opposite thing. I've not seen the original. I've not seen the remake. I've not read the books. I don't know anything about this series, this IP, anything. So I
But
come at
Logan,
it
you don't
with
get Logan.
completely virgin eyes, and
But
I
Logan,
gotta
you don't.
say, but I come at it as a fan of David Lynch, and if
Yeah.
you are a fan of David Lynch, there's absolutely nothing to hate about this movie.
No.
This movie is, if you like Blue Velvet, if you like, I'm pretty sure he did Seven, right? I think he did. If you like
Mhm.
Seven, if you like Twin Peaks, if you like anything, this is David Lynch. This is David Lynch, you know,
Being David Lynch.
being goddamn David Lynch. It's a David Lynch movie. You kind of,
Yeah.
even if you've never seen Dune, I think you can pretty much get an idea of what Dune is like just by me saying that. If you've
Hmm.
seen other Lynch movies. And you could, I guess, say that's formulaic, but fuck you, it's David Lynch. It's a good formula. So, um,
It works, right?
it works. Why break why fix what isn't broken? And he never did, and he lived by
Yeah.
that formula, and that's why he
Yeah.
recently died one of the
Hey.
greatest directors of all time.
Yeah. Maybe Kathleen Kennedy should have took notes.
Yeah, there you go. But I would say that with my virgin eyes, I think that a lot of the hate that I see, I actually see it. I don't really. My understanding, my limited understanding of it is I don't see. My understanding is a lot of the hate that comes from. That's pushed towards this movie actually comes from the polar opposite of not
The
tourists, but
Ivory.
the true OG nerds who not only like
Yeah.
Dune, the
I
books, but they fucking worship them.
No, that's the fuckers who are what I like. Like I said, those are the ones of the ivory towers. Those are
Yeah,
the
and
ones
that's
that.
what I'm
Those are
saying.
the
The Ivory
ones.
Tower people. But
Yeah, those are the ones
the
who
tourists, I
stagnant.
wouldn't say are the Ivory Tower people. The tourists are the people who are like me, just coming into something completely blind. And
But Logan, you don't understand it, man. We talk about music. You have a fevered and fucking thorough thought process of music.
yes,
The truth is, Logan, you can say all you want that I'm not a geek, I'm not this. You play retro video games, motherfucker. I hate to say it. You're on the front like the rest of us.
I don't deny that
You
I don't
are.
deny that I'm a nerd, but I also like
No, but you're on the front. This is the thing. This is what you don't understand.
right,
Tourists
but
are
also like
never
I'm not like the
tourists
difference
tomorrow.
between you
Tourists
and me is you are a lot. First of all, you're a lot older, so you've had more time to be more aware of the cultural zeitgeist. Second of all, you actually fucking pay attention to it and have most of your
yeah.
life. I
Well, join us on the flop house if you want to see the
the
Sorry, I'm going to
cultural
plug myself a
zeitgeist.
couple times.
Um,
Yeah.
I've you know you watch my streams, you watch a lot of what I do. You'll know that like am very sheltered, and that's kind of by choice. I'm just
Mm,
not very culturally aware of a lot of things, especially a lot
yeah,
of what is kind of,
but
commonly
that
considered to
see
be
see
geek culture.
see here's the thing, Logan. Here's what I'm trying to explain to you. A tourist doesn't. To tourists will change something, not like that they changed it. You know what? A good example of this: Kathleen Kennedy. Put a woman in it, and make it lame and gay. That is what a tourist does. A tourist comes into fandom, doesn't give two fucks about the fandom, doesn't want to give two fucks about the fandom. Their goal is to change it and improve it for their
Right, but
own
what I'm saying
health
about
value.
Dune is a lot of the hate that I see of this movie comes from people who are so in who are the
Yeah,
complete opposite of that, so ingrained in the fandom that they basically formed a religion around it.
yeah. It's Ivory Tower. Those are the guys of the Ivory Tower. There's a difference between
Like
those
those are
and the
the
ones on the
people
front.
who like basically worship the Dune books as if it's their own Bible.
Yes, and that is an Ivory Tower guy.
That's
There's
what I
difference. Like this is
yeah, and I think a tourist.
that,
I think what you're describing is people who kind of come into it,
yeah. It's the
as a quote unquote normie and sort of be like, oh, this sucks because it doesn't live up to my whatever notions of what a sci-fi should be. When in reality, there's mounds and mounds of lore that they are just kind of ignoring. Or maybe not even ignoring, are just like
that's
blissfully or
that's
otherwise
that's a,
ignorant to.
that's partially that's like I said. That's why a lot of those on the front say like this is why those are the Ivory Tower and those are the front. Like I'm gonna say this right now. I am both a fan of the book
Mm-hmm.
and the movie
Right.
and this movie. I'm not too much of a big fan of the miniseries, but
Fair
I
enough.
don't know. It's just the acting. I think the acting was just was really stilted, and so it just kind of didn't hit me the way I wanted to
I
hit.
feel like
But
bad acting would kind of be endearing in a thing like this, though.
no, no, it really wasn't.
I mean, like sci-fi as a genre is kind of built on it not really taking itself all that seriously.
No, no, it has its moments. But what when we talk about this, the ones of the Ivory Towers, the ones you like to say shit on this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they've been shitting on that movie forever. The ones with the Ivory Towers don't, but there's this cult following to this movie. It's very similar to John Carpenter stuff.
Yeah.
Most of John Carpenter's shit is considered garbage
Yeah,
until
I mean,
fucking like 10
if
years
you go
later.
back and you kind of see and you see like a
Like,
lot of like Siskel and Ebert, how they like reviewed a lot of Carpenter movies back in the day. They were shitting on like, granted, some of those
everything.
movies kind of deserve to be shit on, like Halloween 2, but fuck you, I'll defend Halloween 3. I don't care.
Yeah,
Halloween 3
no,
is the
Halloween
best
3 is
Halloween. I
interesting.
don't care. You're wrong.
Yeah,
You're
I
free to have
agree.
your own opinion. You're free to disagree. Your opinion is wrong.
I agree. I agree. Again, but that's the thing. This is what I'm saying, Logan. What you don't understand, you're part of the front, my friend. You
Yeah.
might not want to be a part of the front, but you are. You're pissed off the tourists too. And this is why I talk about the gatekeeping. I don't want to gatekeep people I know who are honestly have an opinion on the matter. You see, you go tribal with us, like
I
I've
mean,
said
I don't
time and time
care if
again.
people are. I mean, I'm not
Dude,
so
you get
invested in people's opinions that I'm saying you have to have like this. You have to subscribe to whatever our
Logan.
group think is.
Logan, just again. Those on the front don't give a shit about that. That group think is what the Ivory Towers do.
Yeah.
Those on the front say, "Hey, this is awesome because it fits. It works for a fucking genre. This is
Yeah.
good because of this, and this." Those are the front. Those are the fuckers on the front.
Yeah,
And
and really, I guess
get
going to
tatted up.
my
Like
going.
these are the same guys. These are the same guys that shit on Halloween 3.
Yeah.
These are the same guys who shit on any certain sci-fi thing or certain movie thing. These are the guys who say Star Wars needed more women, Force is female. These are the guys who that's the tourists. That's the people who didn't read the books, didn't realize there was a lot of female in the Force,
Yeah.
just saw 3 movies and thought to themselves, "Go fuck yourself." And that's the difference between this and other properties. Like Dune is a phenomenal franchise that's been shit on. And like, funny thing is, half the people that shit on this movie never read the book or never watched the movie.
Mm.
Like, there's a difference between when I shit on the new Dune stuff, Zendira stuff and all type of stuff. I have watched the way I've watched it. I've kind of watched it, but I bit and pieced it in a way. It's kind of this 50-50. But the difference is I didn't just I just didn't instantly hate it to hate it. I've listened to what people have said, the comments of the people who have talked about it. I have watched the behind the scenes stuff. I have seen the after images and the art of this. I saw the popcorn fleshlight.
Popcorn flesh. I don't even want to know what that is.
Look up Dune
I'm not looking
worm
up. I am. I
popcorn.
want you to know I am not typing in popcorn fleshlight into any search browser. I hope you understand why I am.
No, 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 no. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Look up Dune. New Dune movie. Popcorn cup. You'll understand what I'm saying.
Okay. I'm scared to do that, but fine.
Okay, okay. So while he's doing that,
I'm not
what
doing
I'm
that.
saying is, do it. I'll do it, or I will send you. I'll send you the image.
I uh,
Rip that Band-Aid off. So
I don't wanna.
rip that Band-Aid off,
I don't
bitch. Come
wanna.
on.
But more to the point of like my thoughts on the movie. I
Yeah.
think
Okay. Go for it.
yeah. I think as an entity divorced of the books and the other things
Mm,
within the series,
mm,
it's a totally fine movie. It's a totally fine David Lynch. David Lynch really has kind of.
mm-hmm.
I hate to call him a one trick pony because
I don't agree with that, but
I hate. No,
but
no,
go
I hate
ahead.
to call him a one trick pony, but he's kind of like. It's sort of the same thing with Kubrick. Kubrick is a one trick pony, kind of. But he's that kind of works in
I
his
I
favor because like you watch a
I've
Kubrick
never
movie, you
heard
know
that
damn
before, but
well you're gonna
okay.
get a good movie.
Okay, I see. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. If you want to call it a one-trick pony because their movies are good, okay, I'm all for that.
Yeah, no,
Unlike the
that's
Wachowskis.
why I say I hate calling it a one trick pony because
Yeah.
that's sort of
Well, they're not. I don't think they are. Like I'd say the Wachowski brother. Oh, sorry, the Wachowski
sisters.
sisters. I
Yeah,
apologize.
I
Yeah, I think they're a one-trick pony because like here they got Matrix One, which wasn't bad. Then you got
did they do
they
anything
did a
that isn't
really
Matrix?
no, they've done a lot. They did quite a lot. But the thing is, like, they did Matrix One. That's awesome. Then they did, which is basically a rip of old like martial arts movies. Then you got the other stuff that kind of came out with what was it, Asgard or something falling or something. I can't remember the name of the movies. There's a couple movies they've done. I'd have to look it up,
Right.
but they're awful. And then they did a cowboy movie. And the
Oh
cowboy
no.
movie is really fucking good. No, it's really
Really?
fucking good. But the problem, yeah, it's not bad. I actually like it. It's actually one of those like few times I like the Wachowskis. They're one trick ponies. They're
I
those
like the
guys that for
Matrix,
some
but I like the
yeah
Matrix, but I hear the complaints, and I'm just like, yeah, those
yeah
complaints of the Matrix are valid.
yeah. But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying though. They're one trick pony.
Yeah.
They
Well,
do
I
these
say one
amazing.
trick in that he has a style. Like you, what
Yes,
I mean by one trick pony,
that's not a one trick pony. That's someone having a style. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
There's a difference between that. Yeah, and it's like Kubrick. Kubrick likes these shots. He likes these standing shots. He
yeah.
likes
Like
these
you watch a
extending
Kubrick
shots.
movie,
Yeah,
you kind of have an idea of what you're gonna get, just in
yeah,
terms of cinematography. Also, in a lot of ways, just in terms of tone.
yeah.
A lot of these movies, like you look at like you know David Lynch is
Kubrick.
kind of off his fucking rocker, and a lot of these movies are kind of off their
Yeah,
fucking rocker.
Well, and that's the
It's a
thing with Dune.
style, and
It
it's a
works.
good
It
style. And
works.
I'm saying that, and what I'm really trying to say is that's a good thing. It,
Yeah.
I will always champion diversity. By diversity, I don't, I mean like diversity
We
of
got you, man.
ideas, diversity of
Yeah.
somebody who is versatile, who can do multiple things. But equally talented are people who can do one thing and continue to do that one thing so well that you don't even care that it's formulaic.
Yeah. What do you think of the music?
Oh, the music was fucking awesome.
Told you, you're gonna fucking love the music.
The fucking music was
And
awesome.
and the yeah, and the acting in here, although a little corny, very good,
But yeah, and
very good.
that's
But
what I
that's
was
the
saying
thing.
earlier. Is it's sci-fi? I
Yeah.
think the kind of corny acting kind of comes with the territory, and in a way, it's
Yeah.
sort of endearing.
Yeah, and here's the
And
thing about that. And here's the thing about that corniness in the sci-fi. Like, let's be honest. 90% of it's Harkonnen, and that's the other big
I mean, like,
gripe
look at
about the.
you're gonna tell me Star Wars was not goddamn corny?
Yeah,
Like
but
Star
here's the
Wars was
thing with that.
corny, and it's the biggest goddamn franchise in the goddamn universe. So,
Yeah, yeah,
the corniness is
like
not.
okay,
I will never say corniness is a bad thing.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like the thing about the corny for this. Like, let's be perfectly fucking honest with the corniness. It comes 90% of it from Harkonnen, from Baron Harkonnen, and I do agree. Baron Harkonnen was a slow, methodical motherfucker. He's the biggest character change in this, not this screaming, raving psychopath. Although, you know, I do like the fact that he's a little less. You can see Lynch took stuff from the books that he enjoyed and kind of meshed it and blended it together. And
Right.
then he took stuff that wasn't in the books and he did this. So
Yeah.
there's this level of energy that that he put into it. And Lynch is always really good at that. And like I said, it has amazing music. The acting in it, although having being somewhat cheesy, it also has some fun. It's also really it has some good moments. And
I'd say
again,
the
Patrick
cheesiness kind
Stewart.
of. I'd say the cheesiness kind of adds to and sort of creates a lot of those fun moments. So
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I hardly
Exactly.
even I hardly
Yeah.
even see the need to like have a qualifier for that. I think that's just sort
Right.
of like
Mhm.
it should be cheesy because that it
Yeah.
well I don't know if it should be cheesy, but it definitely benefits from being cheesy.
Yeah. And again, it's like a lot of like I said time and time again. People, I like I said, I see more like you see the guys in the towers talking,
Yeah,
and I do talk about. I do say there are those guys that are just they. I know the feeling because I know those fuckers in the ivory towers. They're like they're like the Castro family if you want to put it bluntly.
yeah,
There's like I like to consider geekdom like some dictatorship. You have those tourists that come in because this place is more of a wild west, and they like
yeah,
to go to the really expensive place and sleep with our women and all this stuff. And they're just awful creatures that you want to pretty much get rid of. Then you got people like us that are on the streets. Then you got the ivory tower boys. The ivory tower boys are the guys on the giant pillars that run everything, smoke their cigars, and laugh at us.
yeah.
And like, yeah,
Yeah,
and that's kind
definitely.
of how
I think
that's
that's
kind
what
of
I'm
how I look
saying is
at
I
it.
think that's where Dune gets a lot of its hate from the Ivory Tower people. I don't know if the tourists really
I
play much of a
no,
factor
I
in it at
do. Yeah,
all.
they do. They do because they hate on this movie just to hate on this movie because there's a new movie. That's a tourist. That is such a
But I
fucking
think a
tourist.
lot of the hate came before this new movie even came out.
No, yeah, there was hate. There was hate. This movie bombed originally,
Right,
which is
exactly.
shocking.
Like during the stream
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
I think like
Only a
the
dollar ninety
overall
nine.
budget was like 42 million and it made anywhere
Yeah,
from like 30 to 37
the thirty
million.
seven.
So like
Yeah,
thankfully it wasn't
yeah,
like a gigantic bomb, but they definitely took a
yeah.
loss.
You know what isn't a gigantic body hole? $1.99.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. A dollar
exactly.
99. Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I always say. Like
Okay.
that's you could buy like a Big Mac for more than that, and that feeds you for like
Yeah.
what 30 minutes. Like
Buy
just a
buy this
Big
no
Mac,
no
not even
buy
like a Big Mac meal. That'll feed you for
yeah
like
yeah
30 minutes before you have to eat something
yeah.
else.
Yeah, buy this motherfucker a coffee.
This,
No, well, anyway, okay. All real jokings
yeah.
aside, overall, it's an amazing movie with great visual effects. I don't, we don't have to really talk about that. Or do you want to talk about the visual effects? What did you feel about that?
I think the visual effects again. It goes back to Lynch. Lynch gives a shit.
Shit.
Even if
Yep.
even if
Even though he
you
hated this
even if the
movie,
movie
apparently.
might be kind of corny, you know damn well David Lynch is at the helm. If nothing else, he's going to give a shit about the presentation, and he gave a shit about the presentation. The effects were
Yep.
very good, especially for the time. Like, honestly, I'm a
Yeah.
little surprised the budget was only $30 million. I mean, yeah,
37.
this came out in the '80s when money was worth something, but
Yeah, it's somewhere around 70 to 100 or something like that. I've heard people say if you like apparently if you looked at it now. But it's
like adjusted for inflation,
yep.
still like
Yeah.
there's like a lot of there's a lot of pyrotechnics, there's a lot of really good effects. I would say 30 million still seems a little bit, even at like 70 100 million, even that, like you
Oh,
have movies that come out today which have like 4 times that budget and are mostly done on computers. These
look, Logan. That's like fucking 15. That's 15 goddamn fucking Corbin movies. That's 125 Ash versus movie
Yeah,
Bruce Campbell
exactly.
movies. So,
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
nothing
Is
to
like
laugh at.
you have
That
like modern movies with like 4 times the budget, and it's mostly done
yeah.
on computers. Like, where is the budget
Yeah,
even
yeah.
going to at this point?
Yeah. Like there's so much visual effects. There's minis, there's effect, there's all this different
Yeah,
they gave a
and
shit
like
and you
this
could
movie came out
tell.
in '84. There wasn't going to be computers. It was going to be practical effects. And the
Well, no,
fact that it's practical effects
there
and they were able
is.
to do it on what is essentially anywhere from 70 to $100 million. I don't know what the hell
Yeah,
David Lynch did. What I don't know where the corners were cut. Like I don't see where the corners were cut.
the corner were cut in the book. The book is one of those hard fucking
Fair
things, and
enough.
like I said, that's the biggest problem with this movie.
I guess the
Is
corners were
it
cut
does
in
not.
that they couldn't make the 7 hour movie they wanted to make 20 years earlier.
Yeah, 10 years if I remember correctly. It was 65.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. As I apologize. It is like I said. I really do know my Dune. When I say that I see no reason to watch the new movies, I validly know there's a valid reason why. And when I say I've kind of seen those movies, it literally is yeah. No,
You've just seen so many adaptations of Dune that you kind of think you believe you have an
no.
idea of what this is going to be.
I actually have seen bits and pieces of it. I'm not fucking around with that. I have seen, you know, uh, I have seen bits and pieces. I am at that point now where I'm just like, yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah,
But yeah, the effects were very good. Music was very good. I would say if you're a David Lynch fan and you I think if you're a David Lynch fan, you have no real valid reason not to watch this movie. Now, if you're a fan of the books and you're in that sort of ivory tower crowd that Orc mentioned, you have like about 1,000 reasons not to watch this movie. But this movie was
yeah.
not ever made for you.
No, well, it was an attempt to make it for you. But here's the thing: as a sci-fi movie,
As a
let's
sci-fi
take out
movie, as a
let's
sci-fi
take
movie,
David
I would
Lynch out.
say it goes above
Yeah,
and beyond even like a lot of these
yeah.
sci-fi movies that are crowned today as classics.
It's not space gangsters from Hooker Road. Yeah, you're not talking about something stupid like that. We're not talking about
Yeah,
some
obviously.
retarded.
I mean, David. I would
over the top.
honestly, I would be more impressed if David Lynch tried to do something like that. It'd be like, you know what? Fuck it. I've just
Yep.
suddenly decided I don't give a. I wouldn't mind seeing David Lynch not giving a fuck.
Well,
Just
he
because it would
doesn't
be
give a
so
lot of
out of his
fucks now.
comfort
He's
zone.
dead. Yeah, well, he's probably totally out of his comfort zone. He is dead.
Well, you know, that would be pretty cool. David Lynch is dead and still directing. I wonder if there is. I wonder if there are any like
It's
posthumous things that he was working on though. I don't know.
oh, okay, yeah, you could. Gene Roddenberry actually made several things after being dead.
I mean, Kubrick. I mean, AI is basically a posthumous Kubrick movie with.
Yeah, which is funny because Kubrick wanted to make a Spielberg movie, and Spielberg wanted to make a Kubrick movie. It's a
And
very
in the end, it didn't really please
fascinating.
anyone. I have AI on
Yeah,
DVD. I need to watch that one just because, like, I want to see how much of this is Kubrick and how much of this is Spielberg.
it's all over the place with that one.
Yeah,
It's
I do need to watch
it,
AI.
it is a funny movie because there's a lot of love. Like the sad thing is there's a lot of love for that. Like it's a weird
I've
love for
seen
that
people
movie.
defend the hell out of AI. I've seen people talk shit about it.
Yeah,
I don't really have an opinion. I haven't seen the movie. I want to have an opinion on it because I love honestly because I
yeah.
love Kubrick and I think Spielberg is
See,
kind of
buddy,
overrated if I'm being totally honest.
Logan, I'm going to tell you this: get tatted up like the rest of us boys, and see you on the front. Because I hate to say it, you're on the front, Logan.
Yeah. Like
I know you want,
I think
you want to say
I
I'm a
think Spielberg
tourist.
is kind of overrated. Like
No, but
I
that
get
is
shit for this opinion.
you're
I
on the
think
front, Logan.
Spielberg is very all style, no substance. Like if you watch like
I
Jaws or you
yeah.
watch Jurassic Park, that's sort of my view of him.
Look. You are such on the front. Like, okay, so mainly most of this review is me proving to Logan that he is secretly a guy
Guys,
who's
sound off in the
actually on the
comments.
front.
Or am I not quote unquote on the front? I'm on the
He is on
spectrum,
the
but
front.
that's a totally different story.
Oh yeah, well that's also true.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a beautiful movie. Go watch it. Fuck these Descenders.
Fuck the
If you
haters.
like sci-fi, yeah, fuck the haters. If you like sci-fi, and this is what I gotta say: if you're gonna make a movie and you're gonna redo something, and it's gonna fucking, you're gonna Kathleen Kennedy it, you're gonna KK it. Here's an idea: don't KK your movies. If you're gonna go off the fucking off the path, if you're going to make it a point, go off the path. Don't show up and go, this is really nice. I'm going to make it my own. I'm going to do all this stuff to it. And it's like, well, no, don't do that. If you're not going to follow it, make it your own, but make damn sure it's really freaking
Yeah.
good. Because
Really what
that's
it
how
comes
you
down to is this. And it does kind of sound like I'm reiterating the same point a lot in this video, and I probably am, but look,
yeah.
here's the thing. David Lynch directed the a movie about a Dune movie. David Lynch directed
Yep.
a Dune movie. Does that
And it's
sound
good.
like something you want to see? If so,
Okay.
you'll probably
So,
enjoy it. If not, you will
that's right.
probably hate it. You pretty
That's
much
exactly
can
right.
you can pretty much like have an opinion. If you're a hardcore fan of either David Lynch or Dune, you can pretty much come up with an opinion without even watching the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great movie. It's an amazing
Yeah,
movie.
I'm a David Lynch
And
fan. Admittedly, kind of a fake fan. I haven't seen like a lot of David Lynch, but you know,
but
I've
you're a
seen Blue
side
Velvet, I've seen
but you're
Seven. I'm not even 100% sure David Lynch did Seven. I might be wrong about
seven.
that,
Yeah.
but
Look, Logan, you're a sci-fi fan, and that's the more I put movies in front of you, the more I realize you're a sci-fi fan. We have
I
done
am
movies on
a
the side.
sci-fi. I'm a
Y-
cheesy sci-fi fan. Honestly, like I don't like the overly complicated like Star Trek side of sci-fi. I like the kind of
And
repressed
he just watched
homosexuality,
a
nerd
he,
culture, just like cheesy
yeah,
shit side of
yeah, and
sci-fi.
he just watched a political fucking movie, a political sci-fi movie, which is pretty much Star Trek. I'm
To be
gonna say
fair
this,
though,
Logan.
I don't. To be fair though, I wasn't able to follow like half of it. So
Okay, dude. If I here's the thing. If I could throw Earth Chicks Are Easy at you, and you come at it, or Weird Science, and you come at it, and you're like, I love this, then I could see that. But you
I
watched
need to
Dune and said
add
this is
weird
fucking great.
science. I had it's
I don't
fucked. I got
I
that
don't like it.
movie. I got that movie. That was on my Netflix queue when Netflix was doing like video by mail, like right
Mhm,
before they stopped that. I think it was in my
mhm.
queue, and I either watched it and like wasn't really paying attention to it, so I ended up not really having an opinion on it, or it was on my queue and it just never arrived to
Yeah,
me by the time the service shut down. Either
yeah.
way, I
I'll
need to
I'll
watch
say
this
that.
movie.
Anyway, like I said, there's stuff I could show you. Like I said, if you like, I am a fantasy sci-fi freak. Like I said, I'm the genetic freak of geek. There's a reason I make that
Obviously,
joke a lot. And the reason I make that joke is because legitimately that is the truth. I am one of these guys who is, one of these insanely obsessive when it comes to fantasy stuff. Because like I spent most of my as my friend jokes, you know, if I wasn't doing stuff, if I wasn't doing certain other stuff, I was at home. Like anytime I had cash, what did I do? Oh, I went to the movie store, picked up a movie.
mm-hmm.
Like I worked at a rental store, so I got to see a lot of movies all the time. I have friends that I met in my later life
Mm-hmm.
who are hardcore horror fans or sci-fi fans, and they
I
fucking
would say
introduced
I'm
me to
more of a
stuff.
horror fan than like a sci-fi fan, is what I would
Yeah,
say. And I'm a
look,
horror
look,
fan for the same reason that I like some sci-fi movies. It all kind of comes down to like the cheesiness of it. Horror
yeah,
especially is like one of those genres where like horror and
it's either done
comedy
right or
are
done more.
very similar genres in that they are both
Yeah,
completely subjective. However, even if a horror movie isn't actually scary,
yeah,
well, they're both very subjective in that they both kind of rely on a preconceived sort of attitude towards either
hmm
the genre. If you're a scare if you're scared by the movie, it's done its job. If you found the movie funny, the comedy movie has done its job.
yeah,
If you But horror has the advantage of the cheese factor. Even if the movie isn't scary, in fact, a lot of times it might even go out of its way to just not be scary and just like kind of
hmm
be really corny and cheesy. It can still
hmm
work, and it often does.
yeah.
So, like
Look,
yeah,
you can make good stuff. It's not hard, but like I said, I would say you're more on the front than you know.
yeah,
I hate to say it, dude. And also, for those on the front, like we basically we've blasted this movie. It's an awesome movie.
yeah.
We've basically given it. We've put it on its pedestal. It is a if you can't say it's an accurate Dune movie, then what you can say it's a great sci-fi movie.
It's a great
That's the best way
sci-fi
to put it.
movie. It's a great sci-fi movie divorced from the source material.
Well, it's not. It has a lot of the source material. It's just
Right,
unfortunately
but
like
it's a great
it's
horror movie, even if you, es-
sci-fi.
especially if you aren't like one of those, as Orc says, ivory tower people. You kind of
Mhm.
have to, you kind of
Yeah.
have to like remove that stick up your ass to enjoy it a little bit, and you know,
And in closing on my end, look, those on the front. Every once in a while, a tourist will show up, and you have to treat them very similar to how the guy from Far Cry 3 treated him. But every once in a while, you let them join your tribe.
yeah.
And so that you got every once in a while you have to. See. See. Logan's slowly becoming part of the front. He never realized he was part of the front, but now, as time goes on, I will slowly train the Padawan to understand
I
sci-fi is
definitely will
not a scene.
say that as a result of streaming I've become a lot more culturally aware, especially of like anime and things like that. I
Yeah.
still would not say I'm like,
We got to get you to watch The Protector and other stuff. Like, no, I will eventually get you to a point where you can,
yeah.
where you feel that
This
that
is
you
Orc's
understand.
goal, ladies and gentlemen. Follow Orc on
Yeah,
his life journey
building,
to
building, building
training me
one
into
of the
becoming the
fighters.
next Orc War Chief Reviews.
No, no, no. Join us on the epic journey where I create more fighters for the front.
Yeah.
Because
And if you want to see
long
more of this
live
epic
the
journey,
fighters.
subscribe to my channel and give me $1.99 so that you. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah. And in closing, that's the best way to put it. Like I said,
in
I hate to say
closing,
it.
give me money. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Night.
All right. Well, anyway, no, but thank you for coming on, Orc. It's been something.
Yep.
As
And
always.
and you're always welcome. Like you're always welcome, good sir, to come on because you're not coming in with hate. You're not coming in with wanting to change it
Yeah,
or make it
I'd like to,
or
even if
definitely
something does
canonic.
not immediately seem like something I'll be into, I like to
Yeah.
keep an open mind.
Yeah, and
And
that's the way to do it because it's the tourists we hate. It's these people who come in. It's like people who come in and tell us we can't. Anime should be this, not that. It's like
right.
fuck off. I hate that because I've been watching anime for years, and that's the truth.
Hmm.
I don't know if we're still live or not, but that's
We are still live.
yeah, that's the way that works. That's the way that game pushes, and people need to understand that. And it's just I will forever be on the front. Let's put it that way.
Mhm. You will forever
Yeah,
be on the spectrum. I agree. Anyway, thank you guys
yeah.
so much for watching. Always super appreciated. Good night.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.